Hey y'all, welcome back. It's Dr. D, Dr. Dara. Welcome back to the Growing Up series, The Journey to Emotional Maturity. Y'all, we are at the end, and this is just a little bonus for y'all, something I've just been reflecting on that I like to share. As two little takeaways that I feel like I received from this series and just my own personal journey is the importance of humility and the importance of adjusting. So just kind of moving backwards, starting with adjustment, I would think about, how important it is to be flexible and adaptable with our own expectations. Sometimes those expectations served us in a particular season of life, and sometimes we got to let them go. And it's never about not being loved or cared for, but sometimes we're looking for very particular things from particular people, and we don't see them as a dynamic human being. We see them just as my friend, my sister, my mom, my dad. We don't think like, oh, there's other roles, there's other parts of their lives that they also are attending to and that they're growing in, right? It's just like this direct thing, which is different than when you're a child and a caregiver. But as we grow up, we have to be willing to adjust and adapt, and just be a little more flexible with the things that we are expecting and anticipating from people who are also living lives, that are stressful and play in exhausting roles and relationships as well. So yeah, just being open-minded to that, right? That's really, really important. And then with humility, I think out of everything we talked about, whether it's entitlement or lashing out or avoiding and not saying anything, retreating, wherever you find yourself on the spectrum of emotional immaturity to emotional maturity, we are going to be in great need of humility. I think about how, sometimes I want to act like I know, and girl, you don't know what is going on in people's minds and people's hearts, and what people are battling with. Everybody always has a secret battle that they're going through, or not secret, but like this private struggle, that we don't always get to articulate or don't have space to, or don't know how to, right? So you have to be more humbled with how you see people, and how you approach relationships. And you can have humility and also still be hurt, right? So I'm not saying that it's either or because you're hurting so much, or you're feel like you might be bleeding or wounding other folks, that is because you lack humility. That's not true, right? I just want you to consider, like, for people who are listening, like, if this is a area where there is more entitlement and more pride of what you feel like you deserve or you expect, that you consider humility. But also the other side of humility is that, like, when you are hurt, that you are willing to be gracious enough to give that to someone, right? To process with you what we talked about last time, inviting someone in to process with you, right? Not thinking that not problem solving on your own, and thinking that people don't care, so making assumptions about people, problem solving on your own, having just a lived out narrative that you might abide by. Those things are not helpful. We're talking about healthy relationships that we want to move towards, congruent communication that we want to adapt in our lives, right? Then you have to have the humility of, wow, I didn't get it last time, this person probably don't get it this time, I need to give this to them again. You know what, you disappointed me again, you hurt me, you hurt my feelings, I hate to bring this up, but it is what it is, right? And we have to talk through it. And when you're in a safe relationship, that that there's going to be the willingness, hopefully, to work through. That's really, really crucial. So anyways, just some two takeaways: humility, adjustment, being willing to adapt, being willing to be flexible in your relationships. So let me know in the comments if you have any other questions, if you would like to see any other series. I would love to be in communication with you all. As always, if you're looking for professional help, I am a licensed marriage and family therapist, and I'm taking new clients, and I look forward to working with you and supporting you with you. Until then, like, subscribe, and share with a friend. I'll see y'all next time.